Céad míle fáilte an bhfuil cead go méid dul isteach mai siad a thola. Tá an scamal sa spéir. Go toban! Chulamid, look, ag an duras. That's as much Irish as I can remember. Hi, Carol here from That Irish Schoolhouse. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the good and the beautiful. Again, you must be sick of it. I just recently got our maths curriculum, so I am super excited to share it with you and what I love about it, what I don't like so much about it, what I would do differently next year. This is not a first look reaction thing. I did do a video on that, but I didn't think it was really super concise because I basically didn't know what I was looking at. So after doing a few lessons with my son, I can do a better video now with a proper review. So when it came in 2 packages just because I think they were out of something in the activities box at the time when I ordered it. Excuse me, I am from Ireland. To anyone who doesn't know me, hi! Céad míle fáilte an bhfuil cead go méid dul isteach mai siad a thola. Tá an scamal sa spéir. Go toban! Chulamid, look, ag an duras. That's as much Irish as I can remember. Let me know if you know any more than that. And I am naturally red. Anyway, sorry about that. Hi, I am Carol and I am Irish. So I am imported these from America. The cost of the whole curriculum, I think it was $120. Then the postage was on top of that. This is the course book, and there's actually 2 course books. They're quite heavy. This came and it was €21 through Unpust Address Pal. The first thing about this is that there's part 1 and a part 2. And the first thing that put me off when I saw it was, I can't even find it. 117 lessons. 117 lessons. Now, this is coming from a mom who has done primary K, and we have pre-K this year, which I think is 54 lessons. Primary K was 35 lessons, and kindergarten language arts is 47 lessons. So in a 36-week school year, however way you work that was, you know, reasonable, doable. The kids are still quite young. It gave me lots of flexibility. 117 lessons, journey whack. I think that was like, I worked it out maybe 3 3¾ lessons a week. So that's 3 to 4 lessons a week. We do a 4-day homeschool week. So I'm slightly nervous of how that's gonna work, but we'll figure it out. I think we will either skip a few or not finish the whole course, which I think is totally fine. In regular schools, there are times when people go on holidays, kids miss out, the teacher is sick, or something happens. You know, we had Storm Ophelia last year and the snowstorm, and there was, you know, a lot of school missed because of that. I don't think it's going to be the worst thing in the world if we just get to lesson 95 instead of 117. But I am aiming to finish the course, or if we just go a little bit slower and it just trickles into next year, or if we do some summer school. I haven't decided yet, but I'm not going to let it bog me down. So far we have only done 3 lessons. The pros and the cons. The pros are, like in language arts, it is a very beautiful and visually stunning, although that wasn't a visually stunning page. There we go. It is a visually stunning course, and it's actually really varied and well-rounded. I feel like this is talking about art. How many umbrellas do you see in the painting? Are the umbrellas above or below people's heads? So it's bringing in concepts in a fun and educational way. Of course, it's got to be educational. This is homeschool, Carol. You can tell I'm tired. Visually, I mean, there's a lot of color, you know, signs. There's a lot of color in this curriculum, which I like. The fact that it came as a book, I was interested in trying out this year. I like the feel of the book. I like the quality of the pages is good. Was it worth the money? No. Like, story of my life. This will be amazing. We should buy it. It wasn't worth the money. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. I will show you in a different video what I do usually in my language arts, but what I found a little bit frustrating about this was that in the lessons you have your lesson plan, what you do, tells the mommy what to do, which is perfect, and then you have a worksheet. Now, what I found frustrating was that this is the lesson plan which tells me what to do, and then somewhere here is student worksheet, and then there's bonus independent activity. So in the previous one I was looking at the student worksheet, then you give the child the student worksheet, but hey, this is on the back of this page, so I can't read ahead and see what the bonus activity is. So whether I want to choose to do that or whether I skip it, whether it's important. So I found that a little bit frustrating, and so that is why I will probably in the future stick to downloading PDFs. I never print double-sided anyway, so that would never be an issue. Even if the format is the same as this, it'll come out as single pages. Like I said before, it's very visually engaging. Like, this task was, as you can see, ordinal and putting the amount of scoops on the ice cream cones, but there was cutting involved in that, a huge amount of patience. My son took a long time to finish this, but he was discussing with me the whole time about which of his favorite flavors, and this is why these ones are at the end, because he prefers chocolate, and that's why most of the first few ones are chocolate, because those were the ones that kind of drew him in. He started cutting out first, and so I think that it's a good experience. It was an enjoyable task for him to do. This is another aspect of why I like the Good and the Beautiful curriculum so much, is because there is so much in it that encourages your child to want to do it. It's not boring. It's far from boring. In my Sunlight versus the Good and the Beautiful, I was discussing how much I really enjoyed the Sunlight, having the teachers, what do they call it, instructor's guide, teacher's manual, step-by-step instructions. And so that is what I found with this. This is exactly the same. So it tells you step by step what to read to the child and how to do it. So there's a lesson involved, but it is all very clearly there. You can basically just open and go, in my opinion. In the science ones, you do have to prep a little bit, but on this one, the maths and the language arts and the handwriting for sure, it's just open and go. You read it out, do the lesson, and then the child has the worksheet. I think an aspect of having the Good and the Beautiful is that there is an actual lesson there. It is quite expensive if you think it was 120 something plus 35-ish shipping, compared to Busy at Maths or Sums Detective, what's it called, or Planet Maths, where you can go into Eason's and buy a junior infant or a senior infant maths book for maybe 10-15 euros. So there is a big difference, a big gap. But as a mom, I wanted to make sure that I could teach my child the concepts correctly. This is where you need to make a decision on your teaching style, your child's learning style, what your goals are for them. And our goal is English and maths. So English and maths are important to us, and we want to teach our children well and give them good foundations, good building blocks. And so I felt like it would be doing my child a disservice to just get a workbook and expect them to work through the workbook without me knowing how to teach properly. I think there could have been ways around that if I had more time, or if I tried to figure it out, if I was under way more pressure. Financially, I think next year we will continue with this, hopefully. So far so good. I think it is going to be a good fit. I would definitely PDF it and potentially PDF the activity box, which I will show you now. So price wise, that will bring the price down a lot. I am satisfied with how this curriculum equips me as a mom to teach my child. I feel like it is good. I feel it is engaging. I feel it is pushing me and him. I feel that there is definitely a teaching element rather than just do it. It is explained step by step, and all I have to do is read it. And if my child asks questions, I mean, he's in senior infants, how hard can it be? But it's more, I know what it is in my head, but how do I articulate that at my son's level? And so this is what this does for me. It takes a step back and it makes it fun. It gives me a poem to read. It gives me little bee things to discuss and pretend to buzz around and play with and ask questions, so that it's not just 1 + 1 is 2. It's like, okay, if this bee is over here and this bee is over here and they come to the same flower, you know, how many bees are there? And I don't have to figure that out by myself. So I do like that aspect of it. This is my activities box. A lot of these things you could probably print out at home. There are some things that you can't. I will discuss each and every one and on their merit as I come through. Again, I think probably next year, if we have the money, we might splash out and get the activities box, because I did find it helpful. It was convenient. It was definitely convenient. There was a lot in it that I could potentially make, but I don't know if you're super crafty. I'm not super crafty. I'm very slow and things are tedious. It took me a long time to cut things out. So this would probably take me 3-4, sessions at night, in front of a box set with the printer going and cutting and laminating and stuff. So I mean, it can be done, but it would just be tough and very tedious and monotonous. And so this year I didn't have to do that. Yay! Flashcards, we haven't used them yet, but it's just thickish card. These ones these are flashcard shapes. Thickish card again. Handwriting card, it is a just laminated. That one would probably be the easiest one. It's the cutting. It's the teeny tiny shapes that would probably be the hardest. For example, I'm talking about these type of things. So they call them bee manipulatives. Just these tiny little cardboard bees. So you could download the PDF version of the activities box, which isn't too expensive, and you could print this, cut it out, laminate it, cut it out again. But that is a lot of steps for all these teeny tiny little bees. And there's a lot of other things as well. Tons and tons of flashcards that I haven't even sorted out yet. Calendar. This is a little calendar book, my calendar. This is spiral bound and looks slightly larger than A5. I don't know what it is. A3? No, definitely not A3. I could print this out, and to be honest, I probably will print it out in a little bit better quality paper. This is the shiny, screechy, weird paper that if you lean on it too hard, it goes through to the next page. And my son is really frustrated at the fact that his new month, the following month, is actually already a little bit messy. So this is sweet though. They have a little verse about the verse or poem or something about the month, then the month here, and then you draw what that month means to you. So June, if it's holidays or birthdays or something, you draw that in. Then these are blank days of the week, and the child writes in the date, and you're encouraging them to tick or cross out as you go through that month. These are little task cards that are really sweet. You just use these pattern block pieces to make the shape. This is something that my son would have had difficulty doing before, and so it is great practice for him. He does one of these every single lesson. So these are the little cardboard cutout thingies that you use to put on your shape, make your color. These are made of just hard card, so again, you could easily do this by printing, maybe on card, cutting, laminating, and cutting again, but it would be quite tedious. There is quite a number of them in this packet here. Now, you cannot print out an abacus. We have one of these already. Actually, I did buy this from IKEA. Actually, there was a nice beautiful abacus in IKEA, reasonably priced, but I think it would be good to have the two because I have two little ones, and so they can play on the other abacus while he uses this one, or they can use this one while he uses the other one. It's always good to have a second one when you have siblings who fight about everything. Or is it just my kids who argue? I don't know. Garden plant manipulative, same as the bee. You could very easily print, cut, laminate, cut, blocks. I mean, I couldn't print these out, but I don't know what they are for, but knowing their language arts curriculum, I know that you can very easily substitute what you do have. So I anticipate if you didn't have this physical activity box and you did purchase the PDF version, then you could use Lego bricks, Duplo bricks, any wooden blocks. Place value chart. This was slightly different. Okay, so hundreds, tens, and ones. In Ireland, we actually say units. You could make this yourself. This is laminated and spiral bound. I would not be spiral binding this. You'd have to be crafty to figure out how to make this little pocket, because what they do is they use these little sticky things, I don't know, number 6, and it's hard because it's done in pencil, but he's colored in 3 of these, and then he's put 3 of the ones. So this one actually is a great one for them because they can track how many lessons they've done. So hopefully by the end of the year there will be 117 little dots filled in, but I don't know. Like I said earlier, I don't know if I'll get the 117. This I think would be a little bit more complicated to print out. You would have to figure out how to do the pocket system. Dice, a regular dice, everybody has that anyway. This, I would never have known where to get this. It is a 10-sided dice. I'm looking forward to using it. My kids love dice. Dices? I don't know. Toothpicks. We don't have toothpicks in our house. We don't keep them in our house. I mean, it was handy that they came in my activity box, but I could very easily go down to Spar and, you know, get 3 packets of these for €1. So, I mean, they're nice, but totally doable. You could do it at home yourself. So that is the Good and the Beautiful kindergarten maths. I know it's probably been a super long video, so I hope you stuck it out, and I hope it's been helpful for you as well. Thanks for sticking with it. I know I always go on and on and on in these videos. I don't know why. I love the sound of my own voice. Anyway, see you again soon. Bye.